What's going on, everybody? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at a new Monkey King figure from the wonderful folks at, well, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I know I'll screw it up. The set I picked up over at AliExpress, link is down in the description. This figure is pretty nifty. It is a triple changer. It has a car mode, a helicopter mode, and a robot mode. Sounds like a certain Autobot we know. I have tried to run Google Translate over this Chinese, and it just gives me gobbledygook. So if anyone can translate what these are saying and put that down in the comments, I would greatly appreciate it. Looking at the car via profile, it is a stunner. The gold and the silver and the white and the red, it all works very well. Back of the car is, well, it's the back of a vehicle. Side of the car, and then the front grille really reminds me of some current hypercars, especially the Pagani Huayra and maybe the other one that they released. I don't remember. But you see the air intake up here, this super sleek profile, and then the grille right there in the front. It's really quite a looker. The figure comes with 3 accessories, the first of which is this giant golden rod, which is only usable in robot mode. You can't mount it anywhere in the vehicle modes. And then these tail wings, or these spoiler wings. They are connected via ball joints right inside. The overall feel of the vehicle mode is pretty good. Plastic is okay. It's not the best in the world, but for the price of like $10, I've got no complaints. It's also painted really well. I have no problem with the paint on this. Yes, it's minimal, but it works. In terms of size, here is Commander Class Rodimus Prime and one of our little Decepticon knuckleheads. It's big. It's a big boy. Transformation into alternate mode is very simple. Come to the rear wheels and unpeg them and pull them back to the back of the vehicle mode. Then the sections right here where my finger is will slide inward, and these two will connect. And just connect on one little peg. Smush those together. Then come to the gold parts back here and rotate them up to give us a tail wing. Then come to the sides where the where the rear wheels are pegged in. Flip them forward like that. Then grab the front bumper wheel and wheel wells and just hinge them back along the body like this, and they are supposed to tuck underneath this little grill structure, but I find that it doesn't really work all that well unless you really push it far back. You have to use just a little bit of force to get it to stay. Otherwise, it just flops about. Come underneath the figure and fold out these little landing gears or landing struts, and then take this little gold piece, and it says, well, the directions say to fold it out, but it doesn't do anything. Then come to the air scoop and fold it up, turn it around 180 degrees, and then fold it back down, and that flips out the helicopter blades. And there we go. We've got ourselves a little helicopter mode. And that works. That works pretty well. I do like that quite a bit. From the look standpoint, the helicopter mode is just fine. I have no problem with it. I don't think it's very practical. I don't think it's going to work, but it looks fine. You can fold these bits that are on the ball joints down if you feel like it. That does give the helicopter profile a little bit more gold throughout, which I do like, but it's not required. It is required for transformation into robot mode, which we'll get into here in a second. Yeah, the overall aesthetic works pretty darn well. I think Springer works a little bit better, but this is fine. And if you're wondering, no, I'm not going to transform Springer and compare him, because quite frankly, this figure is a pain in the butt to transform, and I don't want to do it. All right, transformation into robot mode. First, come down to the bottom of the helicopter mode and slide those leg bits out. Then come to the rear back gold pieces and fold them both down, and they'll snap into place. Then take this little piece, fold it down, and then back up, and it'll snap into place as a foot. You do that on both sides. Then you can take these gold pieces and fold them down like we have here, and they will become side skirts. We could stand the figure up. Then we want to fold up the helicopter blades like so. Then return them to their pre-transformed state. Come to the sides of the helicopter, pull them up, and turn them around. And these will form the arms. Pull the wheels forward, bring out the arms, and then flip out the fists. And believe it or not, this is the hardest part of the transformation, is getting these fists flipped out. I've had to loosen the screws that the hands are connected with in order to allow me to get the fists to flip out, because they are there's like a clip or click right here that was just way too tight. And then we could take this entire front section and pull it over the head like that. Fold up the struts, bring that down. For those wondering, you have to fold the struts up because this thing won't fit, and it just kind of flops around. It doesn't peg into place. But according to the directions, what you're supposed to do is open these up and then flip them around and fold them out like this to give him this kind of winged look. And then these things that come off the head, just fold them up because they are an iconic part to the Monkey King, but I don't know what they're called. And we're done. The overall aesthetic of the figure works incredibly well. I love the way this thing looks. Yes, you could tell that there's a car hanging off of it, but overall, everything just works well together. And that head sculpt is really nice. There's so much detailing going on in the top of the head, and then the actual face is not the most detailed thing in the world, but the sides and around the face are incredibly well detailed. And if you look closely, it looks like a baboon's face or a monkey's face, which I greatly appreciate. They really did a good job on the face sculpt. Overall, the robot mode looks really nice. It looks really nice. We'll get to posing here in a second. The giant gold rod can fit in either hand. I've got it there in the figure's right hand, and it's a giant chunk of light plastic that's painted gold. I have to admit the molding on the rod is very good because the molding back here on the figure's back matches the molding inlays here on the rod. We'll take a closer look at the staff weapon in just a moment. But you know what? If it just sat on the shelf and you didn't try to pose it, it's really nice. The staff has wonderful detailing on the mold. This is an absolutely fantastic mold for a weapon. The only place on the staff that could be held by the robot is right here in the middle. But man, that looks so nice. I really wish Transformers came with something this detailed. It blows those stupid Energon weapons out of the water. There is no contest. All right, posability time. Head is on a ball joint and can move up and down, side to side. The chin gets in the way. There is a hinge here for up and down movement of the shoulder. Shoulder can move in and out a little bit. Then there's a ratchet in there. There is a swivel here above the elbow. Then the elbow does bend at 90 degrees. No fist articulation, no torso articulation, and the legs can kick forward a bit, can kick back a whole lot, but can only kick out a very small bit because of the ball joint right here. This ball joint gets in the way. And I just realized there's a second set of ball joints on the back for some reason. That's really weird. I guess that's to cut down on production costs because they could just mold this one piece. Odd, because the figure only comes with these two pieces for the side skirts. And then for the knees can bend. They are ratcheted. Feet can move down and up, no side to side, no ankle pivot. But there is a major issue with the figure posability-wise. And that has to do with the legs. You remember the part of the transformation where the legs slid in and out for the different modes? Well, as soon as you put the figure out like that, the knees collapse. They don't click into place anywhere, which they very lightly do, but they're not strong enough to hold the figure up. So you are exceptionally limited in the way you could pose it. I normally try to do the pose where the leg is bent and the figure is looking forward. I mean, I could get this pose out of it and then the pose that is on the website, but that's about it. This is as posed as this guy is going to get, unfortunately. Not that this is a bad pose, mind you, which is a real shame because this this could be an absolutely amazing figure if it just had a few minor things fixed. Specifically, the bit on the knees where they flip out, and give it some ankle pivots right here so it could get some better posability. That's it. Other than that, I think it's a very, very gosh darn good figure. In terms of size, here is Commander Class Ultra Magnus, and here is Leader Class Dragon Megatron, and here is Springer, SS-86 Springer, and here is Evil Optimus Prime. So yeah, it's about the same size as a current Commander Class. I do Rodimus in robot mode, but Rodimus is shorter than Ultra Magnus. He's about the same size as Dragon Boy here. For the total sum of $20 shipped, actually I think it came to like $21.35. The cost of the figure was $10.58, and then the shipping was $9.61 plus tax. This thing's worth it. I really believe that this thing is worth it, and it's more fun than a lot of deluxe class figures we've been getting recently. And plus, he can kind of fit in the Megatron throne chair. The fun factor for me here is it's definitely here. This thing's just so much fun. It's so easy to transform back and forth. The hardest part is quite literally just getting the head lined up so that the section goes over top of it like that, and then getting these bits folded up. It's not hard. It is slightly annoying, however. I just like this thing. This thing is just a ton of fun. It's really cool. And the fun factor here is what that Lebu figure I reviewed, maybe a month or two ago, was lacking. Because that thing was not fun at all. Where this is a lot of fun. Yes, they are borrowing heavily from Springer, but that's fine. I mean, I really don't care. Borrow as much as you want. You guys made, or the folks who designed this figure made something that's neat and cool, not very expensive, but a lot of fun. And given everything that's happening in the world, we could use a little bit more fun. Also, I'm just shocked that this got here so quickly. I can't get over that. That shocked me more than anything. So, yeah, little Lamborghini monkey guy, totally worth picking up. So folks, let me know what you think of this down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I will see you next time!